I was recently a guest speaker in a mastermind, and one of the questions that was brought up was, how do I know if I'm ready to hire a community manager, or really anybody for that matter? And I shared a little tactic that I use called the Joy Skill Quadrant. So I wanted to share that clip with you today so that you can use this the next time that you're thinking about delegating or hiring a new team member. What does a community manager do? Like, what is their actual job? What are the tasks that they should be doing? You really struggling to get a clearer picture of the roles and responsibilities so that you can give that role to somebody. So, is there anybody who feels that like you're like, I have one, I'm not sure what they're supposed to be doing, or I'm thinking about having one, but like, what would I even do with a community manager? So let's talk about this. So, if we think about our community manager as a Facebook group manager, we're really limiting them and how we can leverage them in our business. And so, just a little bit of coaching. The first thing is we need to make sure the community manager is the role we actually need. So, before I talk about like how to hire a community manager and all that kind of stuff, I want to just guide you through like a process that I use to determine who I need to hire next in my business. And it's a pretty simple quadrant, but I call it the Joy Skill Quadrant. I don't really know like what it is, but if you imagine like one of those plus sign quadrants where it's like high joy, low joy, high skill, low skill, that's pretty much what I do. Like I draw a line. I'm like, this is my skill line. That's my high skill line or high skill side, my low skill side. I'm really skilled at this. I'm not skilled at this. Or if you have more team members than just you, it's like, we have these skills on our team. We don't have these skills on our team. And then joy, like what brings me joy in particular if I'm trying to get stuff off of my plate, which I think is where many of you are. And I've got that like high joy and low joy. And I take all of the tasks that I have or things that my team members want to offload, and I just start putting them into those quadrants. What is something that I really enjoy or that other team members really enjoy that maybe they're not as skilled at? And asking that question sometimes gives team members the opportunity for professional development, which is really good for your team because your team is a community too, right? They want to grow and they want to make progress. So sometimes we have high joy, low skill things, and we can do professional development. Like, for example, I know some of you all have done it, but I have a training course for communities, how to create a thriving community, whether you're the business owner or the community manager. So that's where you can really take somebody who you think has the characteristics of a great community manager and you can develop their skill, right? Then we have high joy, high skill. Those are not things we need to be hiring out for. Somebody on the team, whether it's you or somebody else, really enjoys it and they're really good at it. Just leave it, right? Just leave it. Then we have the things that are low joy and low skill, which means nobody likes it and we're not good at it. Like we're doing it because we have to. And this is what entrepreneurs and early employees of entrepreneurs do is like we just do what has to be done. Those are the things that I typically outsource first. And then we have the low joy, high skill. Like nobody really enjoys doing this, but we're actually really skilled at it. And that's something that we try to make sure we don't have more than 20% of that on my plate or anybody else's plate. I'm like, it's the 20% tax, right? In the States, you're pretty much paying 20% tax. So I call it the 20% tax, which just means this is the cost of doing business. Like 20% of it, you're probably not going to enjoy, but you're the one who's really skilled at it. So you're going to be the one that does it, right? So before you're like a community manager is that person, you just want to make sure that it is the thing you need to be prioritizing to outsource. One of the things I find is that when I talk to a lot of my clients that I work one on one with and they're ready to hire their community manager and they give me the task list of things they want a community manager to do, they're actually just talking about a VA. And a VA is a lot more affordable than a great community manager. If you just want somebody to let people into your group and get them out of your group, that's a VA. A VA can do that for you really easily. They don't need to be a community manager title to do activities for your community.